Wouldn't you love to increase the prices you're charging for your branding services? But you find it already almost impossible to get people to pay what you're currently charging? Today, I want to share with you the real reason that you're struggling to raise your prices and what to do about it. I'm Pia Silva, and I help people build profitable agencies without necessarily building a team or hiring employees. Instead, by staying lean and flexible so you can achieve maximum freedom in your life and business. I outline exactly how we do it in the No BS Blueprint to a Profitable Small Agency, which you can grab at nobsagencies.com/blueprint. One of the key strategies to building a profitable agency is being able to raise your prices. So let's cut right to the chase. If you're struggling to raise your prices, one of a few things might be happening. 1, you're speaking to the wrong people. 2, you're not communicating the value you have to offer. Or 3, you're not communicating the value you have to offer at the right time in the right order. When I ask people, what is your biggest challenge in your business? Most people say, I can't raise my prices, I can't get the right clients, and they blame number 1. I'm not talking to the right people, I don't know where to find them. Here's what I would say to that. If you are busy with low-paying clients, you just can't seem to charge enough. So if you're working all the time, but you're not able to raise your prices, this is not the problem, okay? If people will hire you, then 100% people will hire you for more money. Now, maybe not every single person you work with, maybe not 100% of your current clients would hire you for more money, but absolutely a subset of your current clients would pay more if they were put through the proper experience in the beginning. And I just want you to think really quickly about if you only worked with half your clients right now, but they paid you twice as much, you would actually be doing the same amount of work that you're doing now, but you would be making twice the income. Think about that. So yeah, if you're busy, it's likely not that you're talking to the wrong people, which brings me to number 2. You're not communicating the value of your offer. Now, this is likely true. This is also a common conclusion for most savvy business owners. I just need to communicate my offer better. I need to speak to the right people. Once I say it better, then they'll pay more. 100%, this is definitely part of the problem. As a branding agency, I know that branding, your marketing message, your strategy, who you speak to, your niche, your positioning, all of these things are a huge factor. But they're likely not the only factor. I coach inside the No BS Agency Mastery Program only small branding agencies. So you can imagine, I see a lot of branding agency messaging. And a lot of it, frankly, sounds the same, right? Like, I help you stand out. I help you get better clients. I help you be seen as the expert that you are. I help you get the ideal clients that you want, book more, whatever. They all say it, and there's nothing wrong with that because that is the value that they have to offer. And it's not wrong. The problem is that a lot of other people are saying it. You can't deviate too far from this messaging because you don't want to say something so creative that people scratch their heads and they go, I don't get it. I don't understand. But at a certain point, you are going to be communicating this value that you have to offer, and there are going to be similarities with other people. So it is definitely one of the reasons, but it's not the only reason, which brings me to the real core reason that you're having a hard time raising your prices. You're not communicating the value of your offer at the right time in the right order. Okay, what does that mean? I'll put it this way. Most prospects, when they contact a branding agency, they go through a very similar experience. Maybe they fill out a form or they email you or they book a call with you. You have a phone call with them, you have a meeting with them. Maybe you offer them a free strategy session or a free consultation. After that, you probably write them a proposal, you pitch them the proposal, and then what happens next is they ghost you, they tell you that the price is too high, or they try to negotiate with you, or all the other things. What I call the default approach to closing clients. And I get it. It's what everybody does. But the problem is it makes it almost impossible for you to charge more and to raise your prices. Why? Because that entire experience, none of that is positioning you or your time or your knowledge as valuable. You're just giving them your time for free. You're giving them your strategic thinking for free. You're pitching them. You're doing real work for them for free. And all of these things, consciously or subconsciously, are communicating to the client that your value is not that high. And not just that, but by the time they get that proposal, subconsciously, they have been seeing you in this defensive position. They have what you want. They have the project, and you are trying to convince them that they should hire you. It's a really hard place to negotiate from. So even though this is what everybody does, to me, this is why most branding agencies struggle. Let me put it to you another way. Have you ever worked with a client where maybe they had a hard time paying your price, maybe it doesn't really matter. At some point into the project that they really start to trust you and they really start to experience and see the value that you have to offer. And all of a sudden that relationship is so much stronger. Perhaps you've even had a client tell you, wow, you should be charging more for this. They don't say that until they're in the middle of the project because they haven't really experienced your value until then. Here's what you need to do if you want to raise your prices. You need to take that experience and you need to lead with it. When a client has an experience of you and your value, not just in the world, but as it relates particularly to them, they become much less price sensitive, which is why one of the core strategies of the No BS agency model is to get rid of the free proposals, the free strategy sessions, the free consultation, and replace it with a paid lead product. That paid lead product is doing a couple of things. It's positioning you as somebody whose time is valuable. The way I teach it, you really only need about a 15-minute conversation to close this, and you actually charge for that next step. So it's not a proposal, but it's a cross between a proposal and a strategy and a discovery phase. It's its own thing. But you charge for it, immediately telling the prospect, my time is valuable, my thinking and strategy is valuable. If you want it, you're gonna have to pay a little something up front. That's the first thing. That already creates a relationship that is way more valuable to you than it was before when you were given it all away for free. The second thing that it does is it allows you to give that client an experience of your value. It's one thing to tell somebody, I'm really good at branding, or I'm really good at understanding what your unique proposition is, or I know a lot about marketing. It's one thing to say that. It's another thing to have a conversation with somebody, to ask them questions and get to the heart of who they are or what their biggest challenge is and solve it for them and have them see that transformation and experience it. It's a completely different thing. And when you're able to give people that experience, they completely shift the way they look at money, because now you're not telling them it's valuable. You're not saying to them, the value of my offer is that I help you stand out and raise your prices and get better clients and all of that. You're not just telling them that. You're actually having them see how you're going to do that. And they believe it more and they value you more, and they are going to be willing to pay whatever you want to charge them to do it for them. And that's the beauty of switching around the order in which you do things so that you're not hiding, you're not burying the lead midway through the project, but instead we're going to lead with it. Here's how powerful this is. I have had multiple people in my No BS Agency Mastery program where I teach all of this, and I teach the lead product first. It's like the first thing I teach because I want you to be closing lead products within a couple of weeks of joining the program. I tell people to do them however you need to do them. You can do them for a low price at first because you've never done it before. You could even do it for free if you must. And I say you just got to do it. You got to do your first one. I've had multiple people do that first lead product with whoever they can, with clients who have said to them, I'm really not in a position to hire you. I don't have the money, or I don't have the budget, or I'm not ready. So they do this thing for free. And then I'm thinking of one person in particular, she did it for free. And then right after that, after she gave her the experience of the value she had to offer, that client upsold, not just to her lowest package, but to her middle package. That client not only hired her, but she hired her for a higher priced service than even some of her other clients. That's the power of leading with the value up front and giving them that experience. And if you want to raise your prices, that's how you're going to do it. Let's see if this is the right next step for you.